We got a hit when we ran his name and face through the DMV servers. Seth Nelson lives in Maryland with his parents, works tech support for a cable company.
Assuming each oxygen cylinder was full, he has maybe 20 hours before his air runs out.
Ultrasound machine. I want to know what other surprises the courier has hidden inside him. I also want to know why anyone thinks this kid is worth $20 million.
Probably worth more. My CIA sources just confirmed he's an NSA analyst, one of their best, and only one of 3 people allowed to write and access the security protocols and software.
If he's coerced into working for a foreign power or a criminal network, the damage would be catastrophic.
We need to make the courier talk. There must be something he wants.
The guy's a psychopath.
Luckily, we happen to have our own psychopath.
This is hilarious. Frederick wrote to the editor of the Washington Post almost every day, thank you, about any and every subject. Listen to this one. Dear Mr. Bradley, what is up with all the rabbits?
I need to know what you're not telling me about the courier.
And what do I get in return?
My gratitude.
Tell me what you've learned about your husband.
The gun that I found in the box is connected to an open homicide.
Of whom?
It's classified. I can't read the file.
I imagine you found ways around that particular obstacle.
I know it happened in Boston last year. I think it was a Russian tourist who was murdered, Victor Fokin.
You lived in New York at the time. Why would you think your husband would be in Boston?
Because I was there with him. He supposedly had a job interview, and we made it into a small vacation.
A few years ago, some of my associates encountered the courier in an opium den in Cairo. He killed 2 of them. If he still has a taste for the poppy, there's a man who may be able to help us.
You're talking about a drug dealer.
I'm talking about a friend, a philosopher who practices an ancient ritual going back thousands of years. There's a good chance he could be helpful in locating the courier's safe house.
All I care about is finding Seth. Call your friend. I want the courier's safe house address.
Thank you
For what?
for being honest with me. In my life, I don't encounter that frequently.
Got a name. Tommy Phelps.
Run through the databases, see if it's even real.
You guys need to see this.
He had the Iranian buyer under surveillance for several days.
This woman, I think she's the seller, responsible for kidnapping Seth and hiring the courier to pick up her money.
Why the surveillance?
According to Reddington, the courier kills anyone who tries to double-cross him. He probably wanted to know where to find them if something went wrong.
Find out who this woman is.
He has 5 objects embedded inside him. Some are surrounded with scar tissue, been there for years.
What objects?
We've only been able to identify 2, a key and another chip. The others are just shadows. I need a higher resolution scan to ID them.
Take him to Walter Reed. I want everything inside of him cut out.
The kid has what, 14 hours of air left? I can tell you where he is.
In exchange for what?
Immunity. I talk, then walk.
Never gonna happen.
And the kid's dead.
I've been trying to figure out if there's anything in this world you care about. How about him? Care about your little brother, Tommy? We're bringing him in from Petersburg Federal Prison right now. Anything you want me to tell him?
When this all started, when Reddington turned himself in and asked for you, I was skeptical, suspicious. But I'll be honest, you've done good work. And I've come to believe that you were just as surprised as the rest of us when he picked you. But now this. I need you to help me understand what's going on here.
The gun, the money, and passports were in my house. A hatch in the floor.
The gun was used in an unsolved homicide.
Yes.
You pulled a ballistics report.
Tom is my husband. I brought him here, to you, for help, to find answers. I want to know who killed that FSB agent as much more than you do. If we can solve that murder...
We aren't going to do anything. Until this matter is resolved, I'm putting you on leave.
What? No, Tom is here.
Agent Keene, go home.
Thank you very much.
Mira Malik.
Tom Keene. But, you probably already know that. Look, I came here voluntarily, so...
Where should we start?
I just want to know the truth.
Tell me about the murder.
People think it matters who occupies that house. It doesn't. Multinational corporations and criminals run the world.
I thought we were here to talk about Tom.
You've obviously heard of corporate espionage. Companies trying to beat other companies to be the first hand on the dollar. But what if it were taken a few steps further? In 1982, 7 people in Chicago were killed by an over-the-counter drug laced with potassium cyanide. The company's market share went from 35 to 8. It was never determined how the drug was poisoned, but I will tell you, someone was hired to do that. Remember those tire recalls? Chernobyl? Deliberate and malevolent actions taken by corporations to protect their vital interests. Nothing happens by chance. That's why I'm here, Lizzie. Because there's a woman. Gina Xanatakos.
I don't know who that is.
Gina Xanatakos is a corporate terrorist, and frankly, she's the best of the bunch. Lizzie, if you want to find the truth about your husband, then you need to find Gina.
Why, does she know Tom?
Because she's Tom's lover. I fail to see how suspicions about her husband affect our arrangement.
Agent Keene is on leave.
Well, then lives will be lost. What if I were to deliver to you a terrorist? Not your run-of-the-mill ideologue answering to bearded men in caves, but someone entirely different. Less predictable and far more dangerous.
I'd say delivering criminals to me is your job.
My job is my business, Harold. Delivering criminals to you is a hobby, a diversion, one that may become tiresome. In which case, we could always reminisce about that unfortunate incident in Kuwait.
Are you threatening me, Red?
I am. Hardly the time to let morals stand in the way of your upward mobility, Agent Cooper.